Hey, this is Jason. Thanks for tuning in. I wanted to create a quick video to talk about a chalazion that I had removed on my eyelid. It was at the bottom of my eye, and naturally, when I discovered what it was, I went on Google. I understood, kind of what it was. I watched some videos, and I said, "Oh my goodness, this looks pretty intense." And everybody made it seem like I was going to be in intense pain and not be able to drive home. And I delayed and delayed and delayed doing it, and I should have just did it right away. If you're like me, though, you probably weren't saying it properly. I was saying like Chalazion or like a bad sty, but I discovered
Chalazion.
it's Chalazion is the proper way to actually say it.
Chalazion.
So what I want to do is just show you the situation I was in, and hopefully this will help. So I would wake up every morning and I would have a bump under my eye, as I'm showing here. This is a bad picture. I know when I take my glasses off, I do my best to zoom in, and I would get tons of flakiness under my eye. It was very unsightly, and it was also something that started to make me a little self-conscious because I present in front of customers, and you kind of got the sense people would look at it and say, "Oh my goodness, what is wrong with this guy?" So I would carry specific ointment with me and try to keep it moist from being flaky, but I could never get the redness and puffiness to go away under my right eyelid. This is what it would typically look like when it wasn't flaky. So this would be me waking up in the morning, showering, and basically putting the lotion on to keep it from flaking. But it was visibly a bump right here as I'm showing, and it would be very puffy around my eye. That's up close of how red it can be, and a side angle looking through my glasses. You'll notice that I do wear glasses, so it did hide it a little bit, but it still made me very uncomfortable. So I tried a lot of stuff. I combated this for about 6 months. I went to the doctor initially. She said, "Oh, put hot compresses on it for 2 weeks." I did that. It did nothing. So then I bought this device down here, the eye compress heat therapy device, and you put it in the microwave. It gets really hot. It has like some organic beads or something in it, or like seeds, I should say. And I did that for 2 weeks. And other than, basically getting my entire face hot, it did nothing. So then I bought this Goodbye company. It had 26 reviews. People said, "Oh my God, it helped me. It did great things." It did nothing other than giving me an odor to smell as I was going to bed. So the net was nothing made it go away. So off to the Johns Hopkins Wilmer Eye Institute in Baltimore, Maryland I go. I live outside of Baltimore. I live in the suburbs, so it's a very quick 20-minute drive max to get to the Eye Institute. It's a great facility, and it was accepted by my insurance company. I first had to go, to her doctor's office. She made the appointment, and they did the surgery, as they call it, or procedure at the Wilmer Eye Institute. Now, I will say, I was nervous, mainly because I watched videos of it getting removed and everybody talking about how painful and terrible the whole procedure was. So as soon as I walk into the facility to get it removed and sit in the chair, I look to my right and I see these buckets and a lot of really big industrial stainless steel equipment, as if they were going to pull my eyeballs out, and throw them in these buckets or God knows what. So don't worry about the facility. I think they do a lot of different things there, but I was kind of like sweating at this point, thinking, "Oh my God, I got to drive home. I'm doing this between meetings at work. What have I gotten myself into?" But I basically sit in a chair. She leans it all the way back as if it's like a really reclined recliner. They put a device on your eye. Watch the YouTube videos if you really want to see it. I'm just going to describe it. And basically, they pulled my eyelid over the device. Once that was done, they put a quick shot in the eyelid, like underneath where it was, and that had a weird sensation for about 8 seconds. It was just a little pinch and then a little bit of burning, and that was it. Nothing else I felt, nothing else bothered me. As soon as it was done, like literally from sitting in the chair to getting it done, it was less than 15 minutes. There was a little bit of bleeding, and the bleeding does go into your eyeball, so you get a towel, like a little cloth, and you wipe it out and everything. But literally, this was 15 minutes after having it removed. You can see that there's some blood in my eyelid here. You can see basically this is where it was at, where they tilted the eyelid down and pretty much scooped it out. And then I had bruising, because this bruising you see here is where the metal device pretty much pushed against my face and the eyelid went over it. And all of this blood in the bottom of your eyelid kind of wipes out and eventually comes out. And then you can see some bruising right here. It looks, I think, a lot worse than it actually felt. There's an up-close picture of it right after the removal. But that night, literally, I had the procedure done at noon. This was probably taken 7 or 8 hours later. Bruising has really went down. You can see a little bump here and a little flakiness that night. The next day I wake up, you can see it still is a little dark, a little bit of a blood right there. With my glasses off the next day, and then the next day, you can already see the puffiness is gone. Redness is still there, which was kind of to be expected given they pulled it out. That's the next day again. 2 days later in the morning, I woke up. Redness was gone. Most of the bruising was gone. I had some flakiness. I think that was to be expected, given, the eye area was stretched and there's probably residual skin that was used to, the Chalazion being there. That's without my glasses there. And I think it looks a lot better. The bruising has really went down and the puffiness. 3 days later, significantly improved. I would say the flakiness was all gone. Most of the bruising was gone. It really wasn't noticeable even 3 days later. There it is without my glasses. I mean, if anything, it just looks like maybe I didn't sleep all that well. 4 days later, no puffiness, no redness under my eye. The darkness you see here is on both eyes, which is probably just a result of it being the end of a long work day and having not slept. And then 1 month later, again, it looks perfect compared to my other eyelid. Redness in my eye here is unrelated at all. It's just me having flown the past week and scratching my eyes. But a month later, everything is good. The Chalazion is gone. There's no puffiness. I don't wake up with a puffy eye with flakiness. I don't have any anxiety about, is my eye getting flaky as I'm talking to somebody or as I'm in a meeting? So in the end, right, if I had to recap a few bullet points here, I should have did this a long time ago. I literally battled with it for 6 months and tried every remedy I could. It only cost $350, which my insurance paid most of. So even if you were uninsured, you could have it removed at the Wilmer Eye Institute. At least what I was charged was $350. Now, again, insurance and procedures vary. So, that's just an indicator of what you might expect. I thought it was going to be like a thousands of dollars surgery. It took less than 15 minutes, and I drove home immediately after the procedure. I did not have anybody drive me. I had no patch on my eye. I literally got in my truck and I drove home. I felt no intense pain, just a little burning during the initial shot to numb everything. But the internet, as I stated at the beginning, it really did make me worried to do this. I would say don't believe it. Everybody seemed really overdramatic in describing it and making it out much more than it needs to be. I guess they consider it outpatient surgery. I don't even want to consider it surgery. It was a procedure that was almost like removing a zit or something, right? It was not that big of a deal. I didn't even have to go for follow-ups. I did the procedure. I went home, never thought about it again. I just can wake up not having to worry about having a flaky eye that gets puffy and looks nasty, as I used to have showing here. And again, right after it, and then this is, a month later. So I would say speak to your physician about it, and there's really no sense in delaying. I've had no ill effects other than positives having done it. I hope this video was beneficial for you. I hope the pictures helped, and hopefully it will aid you in making the best decision for your situation. Thanks for watching, and visit my blog at www.jams, J-A-M as in mom, Z as in zebra.net. That's jams.net. Thanks for tuning in.